Happy Thursday, my friends. I guess it's Thursday where I am, where you're listening. It may not be Thursday, but this is the Morning Mindset. Welcome. I'm glad that you're here. Did you know we have people listening to the Morning Mindset all over the world? There are people all over the globe listening day by day, getting their minds aligned with the truth of God. And I have been focused lately on the continent of Africa. There are many listeners throughout Africa, but there are a handful of nations, especially in Western Africa, where there are no listeners. No one has ever listened to a Morning Mindset episode from these places. And I want to encourage you, if you know someone who lives in or serves in or is connected to one of these 5 countries, would you please share the Morning Mindset with them? I want to see the Morning Mindset spread to every nation in the world. What are those countries? There is Guinea-Bissau, there is Mali, there is Burkina Faso, Mauritania, and Western Sahara. All of those countries have no Morning Mindset listeners. Do you know a missionary? Do you know a person who lives there? Please share the Morning Mindset with them. I know you can be a part of seeing God spread His work across the globe. All right, today we are looking at this tendency that we as human beings have sometimes to wind up doing evil while we're trying to do something that we perceive as good. Now, you could call this all kinds of things, but there's ways we try to manipulate. There's ways we try to coordinate circumstances and arrange things so that it serves our interests. But for self-interest, though it's not always evil, because we all, need to brush our teeth, we need to put on our seatbelt, we need to do the things that will preserve self. But self-interest can also be a thing that's deceptive and can lead us to do things we think are good, but actually turn out being evil. Now, Proverbs 17, verses 8, 20, 23, and 26 point out 4 examples of this. And these examples are fairly obvious, but to me, they're just examples of how this sort of a self-deception comes about. Let's look at verse 8. It says, "A bribe is like a magic stone in the eyes of the one who gives it. Wherever he turns, he prospers." Now, this magic stone idea, it's basically just trying to communicate a person who is convinced that giving a bribe to people is a good thing to do because it gets them what they want. They are deceived, just like a person would be deceived to think that some kind of a stone has magic. He's saying in their own eyes, they think giving bribes brings prosperity to them and brings benefit to their life. But actually, the opposite is true. Giving bribes is a wicked thing. We see that in verse 23 down below. It says the wicked accepts a bribe in secret to pervert the ways of justice. You see, a bribe is usually given to convince someone or coerce someone into doing something we want that would benefit us, when in reality, something else should actually be done. You see, it's twisting the system to serve yourself rather than letting the system of justice, in this case, work out the way that it should work out. So a bribe is one way that we can convince ourselves that we're doing good, but really are doing evil. Verse 20 says, "A man of crooked heart does not discover good, and one with a dishonest tongue falls into calamity." Now, this one, I think, is one we can all relate to a little more, because we all have told little white lies, trying to paint a situation in a way that makes us look favorable or makes us look respectable or something, when the real situation is that we didn't really look that way. We do this through bragging. We do this through embellishing the circumstances of a situation. We do this through all kinds of ways, but it's a dishonest tongue that's at the root of it. And Solomon is pointing out to us here that it is a person of crooked heart who is engaged in that kind of behavior, and they do not discover good from doing that kind of thing. Now, verse 26, it says, "To impose a fine on a righteous man is not good, nor to strike the noble for their uprightness." Now, this one may seem antithetical to Christian thinking and to you as a Christian, and I hope it is. But the idea here is those who think they are doing good by persecuting people who are righteous. And many times they're just so deceived, they don't even see the person is actually righteous, that the person is actually doing good. These are all ways where we wind up doing evil while trying to do good. Jesus, apply these truths to our lives in practical ways. Give us the ability to see where we manipulate, where we try to get our self-interest met, and we wind up doing evil in the midst of that effort. Lord, give us the ability to be pure people of integrity who represent you well in this world. In Jesus' name.